Okay, so get ready because
Yeah.
we are going deep on sustainable fashion,
Okay.
but with a bit of a twist.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're starting with a New Year's message
Oh, okay.
from Hamd Textile Industries.
Hmm. A textile company.
Yeah,
That's an interesting place to start.
right. What can a company that's all about, threads and fabrics,
Yeah.
what can they tell us about the future of fashion?
Right.
Especially when we're talking about a future where everybody's got to be thinking about sustainability, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's dive into this New Year's message
Okay.
and see what we can uncover.
Sounds good.
So I think the first thing that jumps out to me when I read this is the phrase, stepping into the future with purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
It feels very intentional, right?
Absolutely. It's like they're saying they're
Yeah.
committed to something more than just like, making fabrics.
It's not just about, chasing the latest trends.
Yeah.
It's about making deliberate choices. And they go on to talk about organic, recycled, and eco-friendly fabrics for a healthier planet.
Yeah.
It's like they're really putting a stake in the ground here.
Yeah.
What do you think this says about what they're doing? What are they doing themselves?
Well, I think it really might signal a shift in how they're actually making things.
Oh, interesting.
Their manufacturing processes, they're
Okay.
highlighting these specific types of fabrics.
Right.
So maybe that means they're starting to use those a lot more.
Yeah, they're putting their money where their mouth is in a way.
Exactly.
So let's break down these different fabrics a little bit.
Okay.
When we're talking about organic, recycled, eco-friendly,
Yeah.
what are we actually talking about? Like, what are some specific examples?
Sure. So with organic fabrics, we're talking about things like organic cotton or hemp.
Right.
And these are materials that are grown without
Yeah.
using harmful pesticides or fertilizers,
Okay.
which is great for the environment.
Less chemicals?
Right. And it helps to support these healthier ecosystems.
Yeah.
And a good example is organic cotton.
Okay.
It uses way less water than conventional cotton.
Wow. Oh, that's a huge
Huge difference.
difference. Yeah. Okay. What about recycled fabrics?
Yeah.
Because those seem to be really trendy.
Oh, yeah. They're getting a ton of buzz.
Everybody's talking about them these days.
Yeah. So recycled fabrics,
What is that?
they use pre-consumer or post-consumer waste.
Okay.
So think about like plastic bottles
Oh, wow.
being turned into polyester.
Okay.
Or you can even take like scraps of fabric
Uh-huh.
and weave them into new materials.
So you're literally taking trash
Basically. Yeah.
and making clothing out of it.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
And it really helps to reduce waste.
Yeah.
And we need that because
Yeah.
the fashion industry makes so much waste.
Okay, so then there's this other category, eco-friendly fabrics, that just seems very broad.
Yeah.
What does that really mean?
It is a very broad category. It covers a lot of different materials and ways of making things that try to, lessen their impact on the environment.
Okay.
So that can
Yeah.
be like really innovative new materials like
Right.
bamboo
Oh, yeah.
or tencel.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. And those are known for being very sustainable
Okay.
and biodegradable.
Interesting.
But it could also just be like smarter ways of doing things.
Okay.
Like using less water for dyeing fabrics
Oh, right.
or having what they call closed loop systems
Mhm.
where they recycle the water and the chemicals.
Wow, so that's really interesting. So they've laid out all these specific fabric choices,
Uh-huh.
but then they go a step further and they say weaving sustainability into every thread.
Yeah.
That feels like a big statement.
It does. Yeah. It's pretty ambitious.
What do you think they're getting at there?
I think it shows they're thinking about more than just the materials themselves.
Okay.
Like maybe they're saying they're going to make the whole process
All right.
of making their fabric sustainable.
Okay, so that would be from like,
Yeah, from how they get the materials to how
Yeah.
they make the fabrics to even how they get the fabrics to the stores.
yeah, that brings up a really good point.
Yeah.
Because we all know that sustainable fashion is about more than just
Right.
the fabrics themselves.
Absolutely.
It's also about making sure that people are being treated fairly
Yes.
and that you're minimizing waste throughout the whole supply chain.
The whole process.
Yeah, the whole thing. Do you think they're addressing that too, or are they mostly focused on just the materials?
It's hard to know for sure just from this one message,
Okay.
but the fact that they're making such a big deal about sustainability
Yeah.
makes me think they probably are thinking about all of that.
Yeah, they want to be seen as leaders
It definitely.
in this space.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because this is so different from fast fashion,
Yeah.
which, is all about speed and low costs.
Right.
And often, they don't really prioritize sustainability.
Yeah.
So do you think this message from Hamd is like
Mm-hmm.
a sign that things are changing? Like, is sustainable fashion
I think so.
finally becoming more mainstream?
I think we're starting to see a real shift
Okay.
because more and more people want sustainable options.
Yeah.
And companies like Hand,
More aware of it.
they're realizing that they
Yeah.
have to do this. It's
Yeah.
not just a small thing anymore.
It's not a niche market.
Yeah, it's becoming like a core value
Right.
for a lot of people.
And then they end their message
Yeah.
with this really cool call to action where they're asking us all to imagine a greener tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it really makes you think, like, how can we actually contribute to that?
Yeah.
Even just through the clothes we choose to buy and wear.
Right. Because it might seem like a small thing,
Yeah.
but it can really add up.
Yeah. It's a powerful question. And
It is.
And it really makes you think about the choices you make.
Absolutely. And I think, one thing we can all do is really try to learn more about these sustainable fabrics
Yep.
and the brands that are out there that are
Yeah.
committed to ethical practices and,
Right.
just being more mindful
Being more aware.
of our own habits.
Yeah. How much do we really need to buy? Do
Exactly.
we need to buy all this stuff?
Yeah.
Because all of that has an impact.
It all adds up.
So, yeah, I think that's a really great point. So it's really interesting that even a simple New Year's message
Right.
can get us thinking about
Yeah.
the future and,
The kind of world we want to live in.
yeah, the world we want to create.
Exactly.
So thanks for diving deep with us today.
Yeah, this was fun.
And we encourage all of you listening
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
keep learning about sustainable fashion
Definitely.
and see how your choices can help to shape
Yeah.
a greener tomorrow.
It's up to all of us to
Absolutely.
make a difference.
It is.